Okay, I'm trying to do a little test drive of these, this Volvo Polestar. Okay, I'm trying to do a little test drive of these, this Volvo Polestar.
Hey, okay, I'm trying to do a little test drive of these, this Volvo Polestar, and trying to do it in a safe way. Okay, here we go. Well, it feels great. It has the regenerative braking, so it's slowing down as I take my foot off the gas, so-called gas, although it's not gas. And it actually feels, it's a little bit less natural than I would say the Tesla or a normal car, because when you take up your foot off the gas, it really loses power, to be honest. I spoke with this woman Katie. She's this very nice person at the Volvo dealership, and all of this is run out of the Volvo dealership. And she described this car as being significantly better than a Tesla because Volvo knows how to make cars, and Tesla, she's saying, you know, Tesla doesn't know how to make cars, and I don't know, it looks like they had to practice some kind of argument to get people away from Tesla. But, you know, on the other hand, there is an element of truth in that, that sometimes you're driving a Tesla and it feels more like a computer. And, I mean, it's definitely more of a luxury car experience than some of the other ones. Wow, this thing's fast. Oh, I'm hitting the gas and it's like, it's literally scary, you know, how fast it is. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I'll take a video of it, but let's see. Whoa. Oh my god. It's unbelievably fast. Okay, I'm hitting the gas and it like pushes you back in your seat. It's, you know, similar to Tesla. I'm not really hitting the gas real hard here, but it handles it very, very nicely. The car looks nice. It looks nicer than a Tesla on the inside. I'll give you a video of it later, but it looks like a normal car. It looks like a luxury car. My boss had a Mercedes and I drove it, and this is like nicer than the Mercedes, you know, which honestly I didn't like his Mercedes. He had a Lexus as well. The Lexus was a little bit nicer. This is you know, a little better designed than the Mercedes was. There is a map on your dashboard, but it also has all the other normal controls like you know, miles per hour, and I don't know what else. Let's see, it shows the charge, it shows what gear you're in. I don't know what to say. It's a wonderful car, you know. Honestly, it is significantly better than the Tesla Model 3. I haven't tried a Model S. I don't know what it's like, but this is better than a Model 3. The Model 3 feels like what's it called? It feels like a bargain basement car based on what it looks like inside. The performance is a separate issue, but the way the car feels, it doesn't feel like a luxury car. It feels like a very entry-level car because it has nothing inside it. And like I said in another video, the reason that Tesla does this whole philosophy of you know, the best part is no part. That philosophy benefits them because it makes it easy. It benefits us, you know, kind of marginally, but it benefits them a lot. I mean, you know, in terms of the price. And, you know, at the end it will benefit us because they can make these cars more, you know, more cheaply, and it makes life easier for us to get them. And, you know, in the future they'll probably be able to take over more because of that. But the best part is no part is really to benefit them. It doesn't benefit your driving experience. That's what I'm getting at. And so now I'm driving, I'm driving this car, which feels basically like a real car, except that it is a little bit quiet. Trying to close up the windows because I can hear some wind noise. It's a very quiet car. It doesn't feel, to be honest, I wouldn't know that it's an electric car because it kind of sounds like a regular car. Now the thing is, I think this competes with Volvo, and it does displace some of the customers who would otherwise go to a Tesla, because it is kind of a more of a car experience rather than a rolling computer experience. But this car is priced at $62,000, and the base price on the Polestar, I believe, is $45,000. So it's still luxury market. I mean, that's people who are buying BMWs and Mercedes and Volvos. That's the market that they're talking about. So, it's not like a Chevy or a Honda or a Subaru, which, to be honest, is more where I am. I have nothing against being at a higher, market, but anyway, so what I believe is that this will displace part of Tesla's market, and to be honest, they'll be competing with themselves for a while, because people who want to switch to a Model 3, are probably migrating from many other companies. But I would think that this would shelter Volvo a little bit, because this way they can keep the portion of their market that they would have lost to Tesla for people who want electric cars, because you have to figure this is going to be a lot cheaper to run than an ordinary Volvo, because it doesn't have oil changes. As I understand it, an oil change on a BMW costs, as far as I know, two prices, and the minimum one is $350. So $350 or I think $550. So if you buy a BMW, it's without going into other, without going into my reaction to that price, it's expensive. Let's just leave it at that. So this is less expensive to run, because you don't have to do those oil changes. You don't have to do any oil changes at all, let alone the expensive ones. Miles per gallon. So anyway, all right, that's it. I think that's a quick look at the car, and about as much as you can get from a quick tour. Okay, now the other thing is they have a big supply. They have 5 cars in inventory at this local Volvo, which is, I don't know how many Volvo dealerships there are in Metro Detroit, but probably 5 or 6. But anyway, plentiful supply, and at $60,000, I don't think they're going to be flying off the shelf. I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying they're not worth it. I'm just saying not everybody has $60,000 for a car. So there's plentiful supply, and you can also make them. Katie, the saleswoman at Polestar, was telling me that the usual process for designing one of these cars is that you design it online, and then it comes to you in 3 weeks. So I think that's wonderful. So it's basically, a lot of things here are obviously patterned off of the Tesla, and even the sales speech is basically, tailored to potential Tesla customers to some extent. To some extent, I think that's good. I think they benefited from Tesla because they made improvements in the styling, like that little the screen in the center console. I think that's a really good idea, and I think it's relatively sparse compared to a normal car, especially compared to a luxury car, but I wouldn't call it sparse compared to Tesla, because Teslas are like empty completely. So that's my overall reaction. Okay, I'm sitting in a parking space with the key, I guess, in, and the climate control is still working, so I guess that's good. in a way it's good, in a way it's bad. I mean, on a hot day, I guess you could deplete your battery if it's running the AC or something, or on a cold day, you know, if it's running the heat. Anyway, that's my initial reaction. It's kind of one of these cars that's like nicer on the inside than it is on the outside. The styling on the outside is for one thing, it's not that important to me. Yeah, one thing I'll say, this regenerative braking is really aggressive. You can probably tailor it to how you like. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I like it because it'll really slow down when you take your foot off the gas. So I think if you're like doing some canyon drive, you know, this would be really a lot of fun because you never have to hit the brake.